shot for me, I'll make you lose your mind. I don't wanna wake up, wake up. I don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up, wake up. Gotta get with it. Let this dream be. Nothing's gonna stop me. Let this dream be. Be the one I wanna be. Let this dream be. Nothing's gonna stop me. Let this dream be. Be the one I wanna be. I'm a joker, all cards in hands. I read the future on your command. I fly so high with you by my side. Now watch out, baby, cause you lose your mind. I don't wanna wake up, wake up. I don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up, wake up. Gotta make it with it. Let this dream be. Nothing's gonna stop me. Let this dream be. Be the one I wanna be. Let this dream be. Nothing's gonna stop me.
I'm sure there's something humorous about 61. You think of it for me, I lazy.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. And welcome to game night on Thursday, the 5th of March. Hope you are all doing well. I've been having a fabulous week. It's very good to see you all. I've got my little mascot here tonight. Dexter is co-hosting with me. Like the good Baniel that he is. He's a very good Baniel. Who's a very good Baniel? Yes, kisses for you. How you all doing? Hope you're keeping well. Good evening to JR, Fetz, SJ, Matt the Sprat, Lupine, Matt the Ref, Stilgar, We Like Shape, Stimson's Angle, AB Me, Lewis, A Run, Flyboy, Toot, Samster, Proogs, Bungle, Prey, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering, and lingering in the chat. You're all most welcome to be here. It is Thursday, the 5th of March. It has just gone 8 o'clock, and I hope you are all ready for some high-quality quiz action this Thursday night. We've got two games lined up this evening. The first is The Purge. I didn't know what we were going to have here because I hadn't assigned an author. So I thought it could be The Purge, and then I thought, well, I've got half a pack of Cryptex for it. We could have Cryptex. I thought, nah, I've got The Purge down. I've got built to The Purge. So I found some time and wrote a Purge question pack. Very grateful to Lewis for proofing this one. Mondo Bong, 8 Minky, welcome both of you to the stream. Coming up a little bit later on, we have got The Abyss by, I think, second-time writer Colin, CSO, as you may know him. That's been proofed by JR. Very grateful to both of the guys for their efforts on that. That's coming up in about an hour's time. So do come and join the game if you would like to play The Purge this evening. You will need the universe controller right there and the room code, which is nearly pink, but not quite. So yes, well, it's been an interesting week, hasn't it? Certainly been a very interesting week in the wider world. But here on our quiet little quiz corner of the internet, we don't let the stresses and troubles of the wider world get to us as far as we can, and we just enjoy some. That doesn't count as a politics count. I didn't mention anything specifically at all. As I said, it's been a bit of a week. We don't let the wider world affect our little quizzing corner of the internet. But hey, maybe it'll come up in conversation later on. Who knows? Maybe it will be in the questions tonight. We all know who knows the answer to that, and that person is me. Certainly for the first pack, which I've had some eyes on. I'm going to give you a few minutes to come and join because I'm starting annoyingly on time. So anyone who's possibly straggling or still getting themselves set up, they might want a few minutes to come and join, because of course this is a game where you can join midway through, but you don't get to play in the main portion of the game. You just play in the background game if you join late. So I'll give people just a few minutes to come and join. Anything else to report? Have I got anything else to report? I don't think I have at the moment. I'm having a glass of wine for the for the second day in a row. I was trying to keep it down to just at the weekend and just one midweek to get me over the midweek hump, but I decided I needed a glass of wine tonight, so I've got that. This is a new one I haven't had before. I think it was a present from someone because I didn't recognise it, but it's a Cabernet Sauvignon, and it's all right. It's not awful. So yeah, the alternative was a warm white Pinot Grigio, which didn't particularly tickle my fancy, such as it were. Who have we got in the game so far? We've got Lupine, AB Me, Shapes, JR, Fetz, Stilgar, oh, excuse me, Prey, Stimson's Angle, Riff Cocoon, Coda, Matt the Sprat, Arun, Proogs, Oni, Matt the Ref, Moon Raider, Bungle, Samster, Mondo Bong, Naked Grandma, Silver Electron, 8 Minky, Shadowmane, Conrad Lack, and Flyboy. No. If you want to go, you may go, but we don't push. Do you want to go? Okay, you can go. Oh yeah, that's my new monitor arm, which is to go out of your basket. Right, you go to sleep now. Good boy. He's not going to try and push his way past again. It's the sort of thing he does. Yeah, sneak peek to the peek behind the curtain. I'm mixing my literature there. So, welcome to the game. Yes, there's the Narnia curtain. So, do you want to come through? No, you can't put your horrible dog paws on the green screen. God, you're the neediest dog in the world. You are. It's just a box. It's just a. Right, you decide where you want to go, And when you've decided, I will put the screen up. No, we're not going out. No. We've been out. We have been out. Right, you decide where you want to go. That basket or that basket. Make your mind up and go to sleep. Please and thank you. So yes, we're going to have the naked game night tonight with the rest of my office. Well, that's sort of more like a wardrobe room. My office sort of ends where the green screen ends, and then the rest is a wardrobe. So green screen acting as kind of a nice natural dividing point in the room. Moon Raider, welcome to the stream. Okay. So decide if you want to go on this side of the green screen or that side of the green screen, and of course, he's laid down upon the green screen. It's a problem with streaming on Thursday because the thing, Anya stays out late after work on Thursday and sort of meets with friends and stuff on the logic that I'm streaming anyway, so can't spend time with her, which makes sense. But it means Dex has to come in here and he's needy. Message from our sponsor Pyro Pygmy. No message, but thank you very much for the 55-month subscription there, Pyro Pygmy. Most grateful to you. And Clive and Pyro Pygmy, welcome to the game as well. Yeah, and because he's needy, he has to stay here, and then when he hears me talking, he goes to sleep, and then he hears me talking at the start of the stream, and he has to come and nose. And oh, he's making a move. Right, which way are you going? Which way are you going, mate? You're such a silly dog, aren't you? Right, I'm going to give you one more minute. One more minute, which takes us to 10 past 8, and then we will get on with the quiz. 28 players in so far. Quiz is always greener on the other side. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Part cat, yeah. He could be part cat. Oh, he's sitting now. I stroke his head nicely. That's very pleasant. I'm sure it is. Right, 30 seconds. Let's have our countdown in the chat. Silly dog. Never. Absolutely, never ever. Don't forget you can suggest tonight's raid message if something amusing happens over the course of the stream. You can suggest something funny. You can give me up to 3 suggestions over the course of the night, so perhaps save them for something singularly amusing happening. Right. I couldn't possibly say, Lewis, who's getting the Rohog kick. Couldn't possibly say. Not least of all because I don't actually know. Or do I? No, I don't. No idea. We've got something of a straw poll happening at work at the moment. Not really a straw poll. We've all put forward suggestions as to who it might be, but we genuinely don't know yet. So I imagine we'll probably all find out at the same time. I might find out a few days before you guys do it in the public, but that doesn't need to make it to TV. Get in the bin, does it? Does. That's very true. Right, we've had our 30 seconds. Barry from EastEnders, Hog. You suggested that. I think that'd be a good shout, Bungle. I think that'd be a good idea. Right, 28 players is what we are going to work with this evening. Welcome to you all. We are about to play The Purge. This pack has been written by me and proofed by Lewis. I'm very grateful to him for his efforts with this. I hope you enjoy the questions. Let's lock the lobby. And give you a reminder of how to play. Answer the multiple choice questions. If the group fails to stay under the breakpoint, a purge is triggered, which all incorrect and abstaining players must partake. In other words, answer every question. If a player answers the purge question correctly, they rejoin the game. If not, they are eliminated. We'll keep going until we've had 20 questions in the main game, we've had 5 purges, or we have 5 or fewer players remaining. Conradlak, welcome to the game. Whichever of those occurs first, and surviving players will move on to the final purge. So, 28 of you in the game, I believe. Let's load our tiebreaker question. So with the tiebreaker, as we always do, this will be a numerical question. You've got to answer as close to the correct answer as you can. This will form the tiebreaker towards the end of the quiz if it is needed. It might not, but we get it out of the way now so that we don't have to come back to it later on. So the closer you get, the better. If you don't give me an answer, you're given int.max value, which is very large, and you don't want to have that. So do type something. Best luck to you all. Here is tonight's tiebreaker question. After closing last week at 10,910, the FTSE 100 collapsed in the wake of the Iranian bombings. How many points had it lost by close of business on Tuesday? Yeah, starting light. I don't know, because it felt like a good topical numerical based question. So, depending how closely you follow the stock market, collapse is a technical term. Does it mean it's gone down to 0, or does it just mean it's had a little blip? The correct answer: 426 points is what it fell by. It's just effectively a little blip. If it had gone down to 0, we would have reverted to the Stone Age. It wouldn't have been good. So yeah, 10,910. It went down to 10,484 by close of business on Tuesday. Monday was relatively calm. Then it all went into free fall on Tuesday, along with most of my stocks and shares portfolio, which was a tremendous shame. It did somewhat stabilize yesterday and has started to recover some ground. So 426 was the correct answer. That's what you needed to get close to. We'll see how close you are later on. For now, let's get to the main part of the game. We start with a breakpoint of 50%. And if more than 50% are incorrect, then we will trigger a purge. Let's take a look at our first question. Options are Ant or Deck. Since the release of their third album, which member of this famous duo typically always stands on the left from the viewer's perspective? Time. And the correct answer? It's Ant, because they are Ant and Deck. When they were PJ and Duncan, which was the rebranding just ahead of their third album, Deck, who was PJ, would be on the left, but after they rebranded as Ant and Deck ahead of album number 3, since then, Ant always tends to appear to the viewer on the left, apart from when they got their MBE, when they somehow flipped around. So there we go. Ant was the correct answer. Breakpoint is 50%. How many were wrong? Start the meter. Good start. Just 21% incorrect, and 4%, that's one player abstaining there, for a total of 5 going for Deck and 22 going for Ant. Very well played. On we go. Breakpoint lowered to 40%. Let's see if this next question is any easier or any harder. Options are Boaty McBoatface, Dingy McDougal, Ferry McFarlane, Shippy McShipmate. Ultimately renamed to the RSS Sir David Attenborough, what name won a public vote in spring 2016 during the NERC Name Our Ship campaign? Time. Correct answer is, of course, Boaty McBoatface, the bloody spoil sports. I thought that would have been a perfectly good name, but they decided to go with the RSS Sir David Attenborough. We're allowed up to 4 choices because I can... No, we haven't skipped 10. Calm yourselves, Ziargos. Those of you who have written for the Purge and have seen the pack and read the guidelines will see that you can have flexible answer counts in this game. By default, they just increase every question, but they don't necessarily have to. And now that I am writing in my QForge application, which is going to be rolled out to writers next season, it's much easier to do that on a whim. Probably should have told you. Don't worry, it's not a bug. It is by design. There were 4 answers to that question. We have not skipped questions. That was question 2. Lewis loves QForge. Yes, in fact, the very first time I reskinned this Prugs, did the new template, I did present something with 1 answer, but yes, technically you can have a question with just 1 answer. The breakpoint is 40%. How many were wrong? Start the meter. None of you. Good. 100% of players getting that one right. Let's press on. We lower the breakpoint to 30%. So yes, generally the answer count is going to go up, but it's slightly more random throughout, and the question difficulty is just inherent rather than due to how many options there are. Let's take a look at our next question. Options are neutron, electron, proton. In a typical hydrogen atom, which of these subatomic particles is the most massive? Time. The correct answer. It's the proton? That's one of those rare impossible questions, which we don't get very often, but the hydrogen atom has no neutron, just a single proton, which is nearly 2,000 times more massive than its single electron. The breakpoint is 30%. Let's see how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. Okay, we triggered our first purge after just 3 questions. 2 going for electron, 10 going for neutron. Only 57% getting it right. There were no abstentions there, but it does mean that 12 players who were incorrect are going to be put into this first purge. It's going to be a simple format question, so no multiple choice. A correct answer is required within 20 seconds in order to stay in the game. If you get it right, you get to rejoin. If you get it wrong, you will be eliminated. For everyone who is not answering or is not in this purge, you can still answer the question. It's still going to be worth bonus pennies a bit later on. Let's take a look and see who is in purge number 1. Lupine, Fett, Stimpson, Matt the Sprat, Arun, Oni, Moonraider, Bungle, Silver Electron, Ape, Shadowmane, and Toot. You are all in purge number 1. Full correct answer required. Best of luck. Here is the first purge question. Host of the 1952 Summer Olympics, Helsinki is the capital and most populous city of which Nordic country? Time. The correct answer. It's Finland. We also accepted Suomi there, home to around 1.6 million people in the metropolitan area. Let's see who was right and who was wrong. Just 2 wrong answers there from Bungle, who went for Calgary, and Silver Electron, who went for Norway, right part of the world, but unfortunately not the one. Bungle and Silver Electron, thank you very much for playing, but it's a wrong answer at the wrong time, and you have been purged. 2 down, 26 remain. Breakpoint resets to 60%. If you have been purged, you can still take part in the game for bonus pennies. Yes, you finish your pie now, Bungle. Let's go on. Breakpoints at 60%. Here is our next question. Options are Cain, Abel. In the Old Testament, which brother is murdered at the hands of the other? Time. The correct answer. It's Abel. Cain was jealous of Abel because God had regard for Abel's offering, but not for Cain's offering. According to Christian theology, Cain was the first person to be born, and Abel was the first person to die. Breakpoint is 60%. How many were wrong? Start the meter. He stands on the right when he's alive. Yeah, quite. It's good. Just 3 players going for Cain there. We avoid the purge. No abstentions. We play on. Breakpoint lowered to 50%. Right back to where we started. Let's see what this question brings. Options are Alvin, Simon, Theodore. Which of the 3 chipmunks is far-sighted? Fine. The correct answer. It's Simon. He's the taller one who wears blue, I think. So he wears glasses. And according to the official fandom, he cannot see a toaster waffle fall in front of him, implying he is far-sighted. Theodore's the slightly shorter, slightly more portly one who wears green, and Alvin is sort of the ringleader who wears red. The breakpoint is 50%. How many got that one wrong? Start the meter. Hello. Well, we have purge number 2. 65% of players getting that one wrong. Again, no abstentions, but only 9 getting the correct answer of Simon. Scary stuff. Some of us need to revise our Chipmunks Be a Purge Express. I thought about doing it with just like 15 questions, but no, we have got 20 in this game. If you're one of the 17 incorrect players, you have to face Purge question number 2. Let's take a look and see who's in it. Lupine, AB Shapes, Stilgar, Prey, Stimson's Angle, Cola, Arun, Prugs, Oni, Matt, Samster, Nekogram, Archon, Radlac, Flyboy, Toot, and Clive. You are all in Purge number 2. Full answer required within 20 seconds to this question. Let's take a look. Best of luck. Which small animal hitches a ride with a whale and goes on a wonderful adventure in a 2003 picture book by Julia Donaldson? That is time. The correct answer. It's a snail. It's The Snail and the Whale, which I read for the first time last month to my niece, who's nearly 3. It wasn't just some nighttime reading for me. But yes, it's a snail that hitches a ride in The Snail and the Whale. Let's find out who was correct and who was not. Ooh, it's a bit of a bloodbath there. Early showers for a lot of players here. Clive going for Fox, Prey going for Dog, Matt the Ref going for Free Willy. Whales not typically known for their small stature. Mouse, Shrew, Mouse, Frog, Seahorse, the Gruffalo's Child, and Duck. The other answers that were offered there, I'm afraid those are all incorrect, and it does mean we're going to lose quite a few players at this point. AB Shape, Stilgar, Prey, Stimson's Angle, Prugs, Oni, Matt the Ref, Nekogram, Archon, Radlac, and Clive. It's a wrong answer at the wrong time, and I'm afraid you've been purged. Whales are small if they're really far away, that's true. We reset the breakpoint, we're up to 70%, and Riff Raccoon, welcome to the stream. Let's see if we get any nicer questions for you as we move on to our next one. Take a look at your options. Waterloo Sunset, Victoria Sunrise. Which 1967 song by The Kinks features Terry meeting Julie every Friday night? Time. The correct answer. Terry meets Julie, Waterloo Station, every Friday night. Controversial opinion, the Kinks are better than the Beatles. Waterloo Sunset, I had to study that during my A-levels. Great song, worth your time. Let's take a look and find out who, or how many rather, were wrong. Start the meter. Good. 20% incorrect. 3 players. So 20% is now just 3 players with only 15 left in the game. But 3 players going for Victoria Sunrise. The other 12 going for Waterloo Sunset. Very well played. On we go. Breakpoint low to 60%. Let's take a look at our next options. Sri Lanka, Eswatini, the Philippines. Tambapani, Sinhala, and Ceylon are historic names for which modern-day country? Time. Correct answer. It's Sri Lanka. Eswatini used to be the Kingdom of Swaziland. The Philippines has broadly always been named as such, though it was briefly San Lazaro after Magellan discovered it in 1521. Sri Lanka was the correct answer. How many were wrong? Start the meter. And down and up. Another 100%. Very well played, all 15 players getting that one correct. Let's play on. So in the breakpoint, we're back down to where we started at 50%. Let's see if we can get it a little bit lower this time around as we look at our next question. Circle of Life. He Lives in You. Composed by Elton John, which song opens the stage version of the musical The Lion King? Time. Correct answer. It's the Circle of Life. Oh, Ooh, I don't know about that, Bungle. We just do that, says a run. Yeah, it opens the film version as well, which I'm sure everyone would have probably got that had I put that. Spoiler alert, not everyone did. It is magnificent live, though I personally found the rest of the show to be slightly underwhelming, in part because A, I was sat up in the gods when I went to see it, and B, I'd spent 10 years being told it's the single greatest thing ever produced by the hand of man. He Lives in You is in the stage musical towards the end of Act 2, and it also features as the opening song in the film version of The Lion King 2 Simba's Pride, but it is not the opening song of the stage musical. It is as simple as The Circle of Life. Let's see, how many of you got that one wrong? Breakpoint's 50%. Start the meter. Deliverance is a good song, as is The Prince of Egypt in general. It's a very good musical. We survive. 40% getting it wrong. This is one of those ones people second guessing themselves and not sure, because I'm sure if I put the film version, we'd have had a much higher percentage getting it right. But 6 players going for He Lives in You, 9 getting the correct answer. Very well played. We move on. 40% is where the breakpoint lies now. Let's see how we get on with our next question. Options are 4, 5, or 6. What is the maximum number of players or teams in a game of Chinese checkers? People up in the gods are the most critical theatre games. Yeah, well, it's just you don't get as good a view of it. And I think a lot of the spectacle of the Lion King, like the Stampede scene and so on, we're sort of lost being quite so far up. And also, I'm not a great lover of puppet theatre, so I think I've said that before. I've got on record as saying that. Anyway, correct answer. It's 6. The game uses a pegboard in the shape of a 6-pointed star. Remember playing Chinese checkers for the first time at my Uncle Tony's house when I was about 12 years old. Always liked it, haven't played it since, I don't think. 6 was the right answer. How many of you were wrong? Start the meter. 13 players were correct, 87% right. Just 2 players going for 4. No one going for 5, and we survived that one as well. I don't love Avenue Q, Bungle. No, I've seen it. I saw it live, and I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it, and the music's very funny, but I wouldn't say I loved it. It's probably not in my top 5 theatre productions. Let's go on. We lowered the breakpoint to 30%. Let's see if we can survive this one. As we look at our next question, options are pigs, cows, or chickens. The collective noun drift is typically used for the young of which common farmyard animal? Fine. The correct answer. It's the piggywigs. Pigs, a drift of pigs, or drift of piglets, I suppose you'd say. Chickens are typically a flock, a brood, or a clutch. Cows are generally a herd, or just cattle, is what you refer to them as. But pigs would come in a drift. So breakpoint is 30%. Let's find out how many of you were wrong. Start the meter. Lots of you. 9 players going for chickens, 4 for cows, only 2 getting the correct answer of pigs, which means we're going to Purge number 3 for the 13 players who were incorrect, and there were no abstentions there. Full question, which you must answer within 20 seconds if you want to stay in the game. If 3 or fewer players get this one right, then we will go straight to the final Purge at this stage. So let's take a look and see who is in Purge number 3. JR, Fetz, Riff, Cola, Matt, Arun, Moonraider, Samster, Mondo Bong, 8 Minky, Shadowbane, Flyboy, and Pyro Pygmy. You are all in Purge number 3. The very best of luck to you all. Here is the question. Jarvis Cocker is the frontman and a founding member of which Britpop band? And Shadowbane, welcome to the stream. Correct answer. Pulp. Pulp, formed in 1978. Their popularity peaked in the mid-90s with tracks like Common People and Disco 2000. I've been told here not to accept something, which is fine because I wasn't planning on condoning anything that had come in because it doesn't look like any of those are condonable, but apparently I'm not allowed to accept Relaxed Muscle. Cocker is a member, but it's not Britpop. And of course, Pulp were secretly at Glastonbury last summer, and actually watched a bit of that. It was really good. We know someone else who watched a bit of that, don't we, Bungle? Let's have a look, see who was correct and who was not. Just the 4 wrong answers there. Ape going for Take That. Shadow Me go for the Kinks. Not Britpop, I'm afraid. Much earlier than that. The Kinks were S Club 7 from Arden Fets and The Cure from Flyboy. All of those incorrect answers. Thank you very much for playing U4, but it's a wrong answer at the wrong time. And Fets, Ape, Shadow Me and Flyboy, you have been purged. 11 players remain. Breakpoint is reset to 80%. Still potentially 2 purge questions that you could face before the final. Let's take a look at our next question. Options are The Silmarillion, The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings. Which of these publications by J.R.R. Tolkien starts earliest within the Legendarium's chronology? Time. Mondo Bong, that answer coming with 0.04 seconds spare. Correct answer. It's the Silmarillion, which starts before the creation of the world and concludes with a summary of the Lord of the Rings at the end of the Third Age, which is why we can't just say takes place, because the Silmarillion sort of, encompasses both of the other 2. Both Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit take place during the Third Age, with the conclusion of Lord of the Rings beckoning in the Fourth Age. But yeah, Silmarillion goes way, way back to the dawn of time, as it were. Breakpoint is 80%. How many of you got that one wrong? Start the meter. We're good for 45%. Incorrect, no abstentions. 6 getting the correct answer. 5 went for The Hobbit. Nobody went for The Lord of the Rings. I think most people knew there that The Hobbit takes place before Lord of the Rings. So it was down to either The Hobbit or The Silmarillion, and you've gone the right way. Well played. On we go. Breakpoint dropping to 70%. And let's take a look at our next question. Options are Reform UK, Liberal Democrat, Green. History was made in the Gorton Denton by-election last week when neither the Conservative nor Labour parties finished in the top 2. Which party won the seat? Time. Correct answer. It was Green Party. Tories actually lost their deposit, lol, and Labour were pushed into 3rd by Reform. So it went Green, Reform, Labour, then Tory, then Lib Dem. The seat went to plumber Hannah Spencer of the Green Party, and she becomes their 5th member of Parliament. Breakpoint is 70%. How many of you got that one wrong? Start the meter. Appropriately enough, on a question where the answer is green, that's what you produced a sea of. It's a sea of green, with 100% of players giving me the right answer. On we go. Breakpoint is down to 60%. Let's see what the next question brings. Options are Kill Bill Uncut, Kill Bill The Whole Bloody Affair, Kill Bill The Saga of the Bride, Kill Bill Till Death Do Us Part. Released in December 2025, what is the title of Tarantino's re-release of Kill Bill, featuring extended scenes and both parts of the cinematic release in a single feature? Time. The correct answer. It's The Whole Bloody Affair. And this is the only question I haven't written any notes for. I do enjoy Kill Bill. I think it's good. I'm looking forward to watching The Whole Bloody Affair in due course. But yes, it was originally conceived as a full feature, but for reasons of studio, it was released in 2 parts in 2003 and 2004, I think. And Tarantino, originally The Whole Bloody Affair aired, I think, one of the Cannes Film Festival or something in 2011, but Tarantino's held off on releasing it until he owned the rights to it, which he now does. So I didn't write any notes, I just remembered that. So the answer is the whole bloody affair. How many of you were wrong? Start the meter. Oh, was it good, Sam? Good. I will look forward to that. Jogging, welcome to the stream. Just tripped it, 64% incorrect there. 3 going for the Saga of the Bride, 3 going for Till Death Do Us Part. I'm quite pleased that actually I've convinced enough people that it's one of those two, because I made up all the wrong answers. There was 1 abstention there, so there are going to be 7 people in Purge number 4. Let's see who they are. JR, Riff, Cola, Matt, Arun, Mondo Bong, and Pyro Pygmy. You are all in Purge number 4. Word of warning, we've only got 4 players not in this Purge. You can still answer the question, but if 1 or fewer players get this right, we will go straight to the final Purge. Best of luck to you all. Here is the 4th Purge question. With the atomic number 85, which extremely radioactive halogen is the rarest naturally occurring element in the Earth's crust? Time. Nice to see that Sam did get this right, despite not being obligated to answer. He has given the correct answer. How many others gave the correct answer? Let's find out. The correct answer is astatine. All of its isotopes have a half-life of 8.1 hours or less. It's extremely radioactive, and the rarest naturally occurring element in the Earth's crust. How many players said astatine? Just the 2, Pyro Pygmy and Arun Aromatics, which means we do play on with the main game because we've still got 6 players in live play. Wrong answers from Mondo Bong, Matt the Sprat, Cola, JR, and Riff were selenium, bye-bye, radium, uranium, and radon. Cannot condone any of those. Thank you very much for playing, but JR, Riff, Cola, Matt, and Mondo Bong is the wrong answer at the wrong time, and you have been purged. 22 down, 6 remain. Breakpoint is set to 90%. Let's see how far you can go before we trigger that final purge, and the 5th purge before that, if we indeed do. Let's take a look at our next question. Options are Janus, Saturn, Jupiter. A painting by Francisco Goya depicts which god of Roman mythology devouring his own son? Time. Correct answer. It's Saturn. Saturn devouring his own son. It's traditionally considered a depiction of the Greek myth of the Titan Kronos, whom the Romans called Saturn. A slightly less abstract and, in my opinion, significantly more disturbing portrayal was painted by Peter Paul Rubens in the 16th century. And for anyone who's played my game The Jigsaw House, both of those paintings feature in that game. Right, breakpoint is 90%. How many of you got that one wrong? Let's find out. Start the meter. Good. 1 going for Janus, 1 going for Jupiter, 4 going for Saturn. We avoid the purge. No abstentions there. Yeah, Janus is like the god of doorways. I think he's the one with two faces. Janus is. They're probably the god of other things as well. Let's play on. Breakpoint lowered to 80%. Let's take a look at our next options. Mandibular, clavicular, scaptacular, sternumium. Known for his looks-maxing content, influencer Braden Peters is better known by what online moniker? Time. Correct answer. Clavicular is the answer, and I had never heard of this person. And when I googled them after I heard it on the Rest is Entertainment podcast, there wasn't even a Wikipedia entry. There is now. He seems to be doing the rounds in classic media. But yeah, it was on the Rest is Entertainment. Looks maxing, if you don't know, I'm sorry to have to break it to you. It's to do with making oneself as physically aesthetically pleasing as possible. It does sound a little bit eugenics adjacent and feels thoroughly repellent, so I'm sorry if I brought that to your attention. Yeah, hate that this is a thing. It's not a great thing, not a great moment for the human race. This. Only welcome to the stream. Clavicular was the answer. Breakpoint's 80%. How many of you were wrong? Start the meter. Yeah, improving your appearance, but in strange ways, very strange ways. Matt the Sprat. Looks spinning. That works too. Welcome, Fluffy. Hope you're doing well, my dude. And Epic Alley, welcome on in as well. Ooh, okay. We are safe. 67% incorrect. 2 going for clavicular, 1 for scaptacular, and 3 for mandibular. No one going for sternumium. I don't know if it's because it's so difficult to actually say. No one would ever call themselves that. But we do survive, and we move on to our next question. Breakpoint lowered to 70% now. Let's take a look at the options. Requiem in D minor, Die Zauberflöte, Clarinet Quintet in A, Symphony number 41 in C. With the Kirkel catalogue number 626, which piece of music is commonly accepted to be the last piece of music written by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart? Time. Correct answer. It's the Requiem Mass in D minor. It was a plot point in the play and the film Amadeus by Peter Schaeffer, as you've seen that. The commissioner had intended to pass it off as his own work. Mozart actually died before fully completing it, and the work was finished by 2 of his students, Joseph Eibler and perhaps more better known Franz Xaver Süssmayr. Yes, he wrote himself a Requiem and then died of shortage of breath. Correct answer was Requiem in D minor. How many of you were wrong? Start the meter. Oh, that's cool, Lupine. I like that. As board game ideas go. We're good. Just 2 players getting it wrong. 1 going for Die Zauberflöte, which was written in the last year of his life, or last year but 1, I think. The Clarinet Quintet in A was a little earlier, written for Anton Stadler in, I think, 1788, I want to say. Zauberflöte was 1790, I think. The Requiem was the year of his death, 1791. The Jupiter Symphony, which is Symphony number 41, was written about 3 years earlier. I think. So off the top of my head, it's been a while since I've actually done the studies on that. We're good. We play on. Breakpoint low to 60%, which means how many need to... Oh, I can't do that. I can't do the reverse maths at the moment. So let's just play on and take a look at our next question. Options are the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, France, Denmark. If you set sail from the easternmost point in England and travel due east, in which country would you disembark? Time. The correct answer. It's the Netherlands. The Netherlands. The most easterly point in England is Ness Point in Lowestoft, and you'd arrive just outside Beverwijk, which is a port city about 35 minutes from Amsterdam. So the Netherlands was the correct answer. The breakpoint is 60%. How many of you were wrong? Start the meter. Stream way back. There we go, we've triggered Purge number 5. 4 players going for Denmark. 1 for Belgium, no one for Germany or France, and just 1 player getting the correct answer, the Netherlands. 83% were incorrect, which means it is time for Purge number 5. We are going to forego the final 3 questions from this pack, so it's not going to be a perfect Purge pack, but we have got through 17 of them. Let's find out who got that one wrong. Run, Moonraider, Samster, Toot, and Pyro Pygmy. You are all in Purge number 5. A full correct answer is required in order to rejoin the game. If all of you are wrong, then Lupine will win by default and we will forego the entire final, which would be a tremendous shame. But let's see how you get on with this. Best of luck, 20 seconds. Here is the 5th Purge question. The Fall of the House of Usher, Midnight Mass, and The Haunting of Hill House are pseudo-anthological Netflix horror miniseries created by which American filmmaker? Time. The correct answer was Mike Flanagan, and they're all absolutely top draws. Start with The Haunting of Hill House would be my suggestion, because the first one I saw was it wasn't The Haunting of Hill House, put it that way, but Midnight Mass was very, very good, and The Fall of the House of Usher I adored, so I can't recommend them highly enough, even if you're not particularly into horror. They're really good dramas. So yeah, Mike Flanagan is what we wanted. Now, how many players got that one right and how many got it wrong? Just 2 get it right. Toot and Sam, very well played. You are through into the final, where you will be playing Lupine. 2 wrong answers. A run going for Williams, Pyro Pygmy going for Hitchcock, and no answer volunteered there from Moonraider. Good hustle getting through 17 questions, or 17 main game questions, but I'm afraid you can go no further. A run, Moonraider and Pyro Pygmy, thank you very much for playing, but it's a wrong answer at the wrong time, and you have been purged. So with just 3 players left and 5 Purge questions asked, it is going to be time for the final Purge. We've got Toot, Sam, and Lupine who are going to be in it. Before we, let's reveal the finalists. There they are. And I get my debug log. And I can tell you that Toot and Sam both got 12 questions in the main game out of 17, and Lupine got 14. So Lupine is going to start with control of the game. Toot is going in the middle because his tiebreaker was 16 closer than Sam's. Toot was 158 away, Sam was 174 away. So Sam, who is going to be at the back of the queue for good or ill, unless Lupine elects to put Sam in first, which is of course his prerogative to do. Let's take a look at the leaderboard before we go to our final tonight. Out of 17 questions, you can see the number. This is just the main game questions that you've gotten right. It doesn't include your Purge questions. We can see that 14 appears to be the high score. Riff and Ralph and Shadowmane all on 14 correct answers there. Very well done to you. We'll show you your full scores at the end of the game, including your Purge questions and however many questions you get in the final. But it's between Ralph, Toot and Sam as we go to the final Purge. Going to be a 2-question final rather than the traditional 4, because we've only got 3 players in the game. Quick reminder of the rules. Players, you will be shown half a question. Based on that half a question, you have to decide whether to play or to pass. If you play and you get it right, you can choose one of the other 2 players to eliminate. If you pass and they get it wrong, they eliminate themselves. However, if you play and you're wrong, or you pass and they are right, you will be eliminated. You have to make the decision before you see the full question. You will then have 20 seconds to answer. So, Lupine, you got the most questions right out of the finalists. Would you like to go first or last? And not a cat, welcome to the stream. Ralph is going to play first. Okie dokie, so control will be with you. Double check whether if you are going to pass, double check whether you're passing to Toot or to Sam. Let's take a look at your half a question. And based on this, decide whether you want to play or to pass. What number connects? Ralph electing to play this question without a moment's hesitation. That question in full for you, Ralph, and even if you're not in control, i.e. Toot and Sam, do still feel free to answer this question. Good luck. Here is that question in full. What number connects Joe Biden and California Representative Lou Corrier? Time. The correct answer and Ralph's response. 46. Yes, Biden was the 46th president of the United States of America, and Corrier represents California's 46th congressional district. Very well done, Ralph. It is the correct answer. You get to choose a player to eliminate. Is it going to be Toot or is it going to be Sam? The choice is yours. It is going to be Toot. It is not going to be a victory for you tonight. Bad luck, Toot. That is the way this game goes. Thank you for playing, but you have been purged. Can't we purge both? That would be a little bit unfair, wouldn't it? Does mean, Sam, you've got control of the final question of the quiz. Let's take a look at half question. Decide whether you want to play or pass. What two letters connect? Sam, unsurprisingly perhaps, is going to play this question. Here is that question in full. Good luck. What two letters connect Tuvalu and a golden ticket winner? Time. I did see Sam's message come in the chat and almost immediately saw the typo in the chat. No one else offered comment. Okay, Sam's got there too. I wanted to say Teavee. You said that before anything else has happened, or almost before the question has run out. You said that at the perfect time without spoiling it, but actually saying what you wanted to say. The correct answer and your response, RV. The answer was indeed Teavee. I could have the moral victory. No, I'm going to condone that because it was, I think it's a genuine typo. R and T are next to each other. It wasn't a bit of a rush to answer, but it's not a game where he's really against speed. I think it shows knowledge, and he did correct himself in the chat. And because it's such a short answer, it doesn't get through the typo. So, Sam, I am going to condone that. That's the correct answer. Yes, TV.tv is the top level domain for Tuvalu, and Mike TV won a golden ticket in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. TV there, indeed. So it is arguably a controversial ending, but it is a correct answer. And Sam, the responsibility is yours to eliminate our final player. It is Ralph. Good hustle, Ralph, but unfortunately, it's not to be this time. Thank you very much for playing, but you have been purged. And to our medal cabinets then, because Toot was denied his 8th Purge victory. Lupine has been denied their first Purge. It should have gone last. Yeah, this is some of the things in this game. Sometimes, yeah, it can be better to go last. But yeah, denied your first Purge victory there. But the day is Sam's, who claims his 5th gold medal in this game. Congratulations, Samster. You have survived the Purge. Good game. Good game, everybody. Thank you to Lewis for proofing those questions. I hope you enjoyed them. They played perhaps slightly harder earlier on than I was anticipating, but we still got through 17 of them, which is about right. Normally we aim for between 15 and 20 Purge questions and main game, and then 5 Purge questions. So reasonably happy. I hope you enjoyed them anyway. And if they played slightly hard, then I hopefully had fun with the ones that you did know, and we maybe learned some stuff along the way. Let's take a look at the final leaderboard and see our overall answer correct count. Sam finishing with 19. Ralph and Toot with 18 in total, and this is across all, including Purge and final questions. Cola and Riff with 17 each there. Shadowmane and AB Me getting 16. Shapes also getting 17. GG's all round. Those have been converted into pennies, and the penny bank has been updated. Right, we're going to take a short break, just long enough to... Oh! Thank you, anonymous gifter, to Mike the gifting a sub to Mike RV. Love it. Thank you very much indeed. We're going to take a very short break, just long enough for you to stretch your legs and get some more snacks, top up your drinks if you need to, pop to the loo. And when we return, we will be playing The Abyss by Colin. Very much looking forward to seeing this played out. It's been proved by JR. So if you like dark, serious quiz, The Abyss is the one for you. Though there's no eliminations. Well, there's sort of the soft eliminations, but you keep playing in The Abyss. So yeah, let's please do stick around for that. Of course, we've got our weeknight Thunderball draw, Thursday night Thunderball coming up towards the end of the stream. So it's a lot to look forward to this game night. I hope you've all had fun. Thank you very much for your indulgence with my question. Thanks again to Lewis for proofing. I will see you after the break, and congratulations to Sam. You have survived the Purge. Welcome Topper, welcome Cola to the stream. Lovely to have you both with us, and I think that might be the first time I've ever finished a game as full as the Purge. And the credits are finished rolling, and it's not even 9 o'clock, according to my phone. It's 20:59, so efficiencies all round. I hope you're enjoying the slightly slicker pace of game night. Not, just so we can fit in more quiz. Keep things moving along. A bit of music coming up. Let's put a bonus into the chat. Let's go. Just Sam. Just type Sam for 140 pennies. With a slightly threatening aura, tonight's winner of the Purge. I'm going to top up my glass of wine. I'm going to pop to the loo. I encourage you all to do the same. And when we return, we will be playing The Abyss, as written by Colin and proved by JR. I do hope you can stick around for that, as game night continues after the break. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. to the second part of this evening's game night, where it is time for the Abyss. JNMN is the code you need. There is the universe controller. There's a room code in the chat in case you can't see it on the broadcast graphics. What have we got coming up on game night in the near future? Well, I can tell you this Saturday night we have got Moneybox by Jerry, the one and only appearance of that game this season. We've got Battlefront at halftime by Pokernuts, and we've got Red Herrings by Riff Raccoon to round the night off. So a triple bill of hopefully fun formats to look forward to. That's this Saturday night, the 7th of March at 8 p.m. GMT. Remember, of course, our friends over in the US and Canada, I believe your clocks go forward this weekend on the Saturday night. So just for the next few weeks, while we're all on a slightly different time zone from normal and we've got differing opinions about daylight savings, just keep an eye on the timestamp in the Discord, which, of course, you can come and join right there. Don't forget to go and follow our great friend Ash Bash, who is back and streaming Wednesday night at the moment. I tuned in for the reappearance of Outright last night, and it was a truly wonderful evening. Some really great quiz, and lovely to see that format back. And Ash should be very, very pleased if you're watching either here or on the VOD. Very, very pleased with what you've done there, because it looks marvellous. And plays really, really well. So looking forward to seeing more of that in due course in the near future. Pirate Pygmy, welcome to the stream as well. If you're just here for the weekday stream, if you're just here on the Thursday night, then next Thursday is your next opportunity to come and join in for that. And we've got another pack by me. 2 Thursday packs by me in a row. Goodness me, I should probably write that at some point, because it's Risky Business by me next Thursday, followed by The Escape Artist by Stimpson's Angle. So another double bill next Thursday. Do come along for that. And of course, before that, this Saturday night for Moneybox, Battlefront and Red Herrings. Right, 24 players in the lobby so far. This is a game with anytime entry, just sort of regular anytime entry, so I'll probably get this one started a little bit quicker. I'll just give you a couple more minutes on the lobby. Yes, this wine is, I would describe it as not awful, to invoke Rushmead. I think he described that. They describe things as not awful, typically. It's damning with faint praise, I think, is the expression for that. So this pack has been written by Colin, occasional writer for the channel. I think he's written one game, wrote a Plinko pack, I think, last season, and has contributed a couple of Spotlight packs. Yes, first, I think it might be your first full pack feature game, Colin. So we're looking forward to seeing watching this play. I haven't actually seen you tonight, so if you're watching this on the VOD, hello hello to the future, hello from the past. Our ways are surely quaint to you watching this in the future. But very grateful to you for your efforts, and many thanks to JR for proofing it as well. 30-second countdown, and then we will get underway. Don't forget your raid message suggestions, and you can come and join the Discord as well. Just going to have a quick look at some of these raid message suggestions. That one. Huh. Oh, welcome on in, Clive. Right, I think that's enough filtering for now. I've got it down to a few that I like. I may filter further in a bit, but do keep them coming in. Remember, you've got up to 3. Right, sorry, that's the timer up. I was distracted by looking at the raid messages. Let's get on with the quiz and lock this lobby. Quick recap of the rules for those who need it, or perhaps for those who haven't played before. Here's how we play. You'll face 40 questions across 5 different categories. Use the crossword clues to help you, because spelling matters. After 5 questions, 9 players will be selected to join the Abyss Arena. Inside the arena, wrong answers or abstentions cost you a life. 5 consecutive correct answers earns you an extra life up to a maximum of 3. If you exhaust your lives, you fall into the abyss and are out of the game. A player from the wings will replace you. The 9 players inside the arena at the conclusion of question 40 will go on to the final. So, 5 categories that you are going to be facing in no particular order. You'll face one of each question, one of each category in each block of 5 before you get a repeat, but they will be randomized within that block. So first category is London and New York theatres. Name the Broadway or London West End theatres from the clues. The next one is NASDAQ ABYS.S. Identify the company from the NASDAQ symbol and description of its core business. Be prepared. Identify the Disney movie from the villain given. And a note on this one, all of these will be the first time the villains appeared in the franchise, i.e. no sequels. UK Taskmaster winners. Identify the winners of the UK series of Taskmaster, including specials from the clues given. And Winter Olympics hosts. Identify the Winter Olympic host city from the year and the country. Struggling to hear over the music. If I can boost my microphone a bit more, maybe drop that down. Hopefully that's a little better there. Let me know if not. Right, 40 questions. Good stuff. Thank you, Bungle. Thank you, Bungle. Good luck to you all. And to Dari, just in the nick of time, welcome to the game and welcome to the stream. Let's play. Starting with Be Prepared. Scar, 344 or 44. Use those crossword clues, remember. Spelling does count in this game. Identify the Disney movie from the villain given. The first film in the franchise, no sequels. That is, of course, The Lion King. Good start for most of us. London and New York theatres is next. Mythical bird known for rising from the ashes. Name the Broadway or London West End theatre that clue is describing. Just Briggs abstaining there, everybody else getting it right. Phoenix is what we wanted. To our next one. Winter Olympic host cities. 2002 in the USA, 444. Use the crossword clues. Salt Lake City was the answer to that one. UK Taskmaster winners is next. Member of the Mighty Boosh who went on to present the Great British Bake Off, 48 or 8. Good stuff, Proogs. Welcome back. That was Noel Fielding who won Series 4 in 2017. Finally, NASDAQ Abyss, AMZN e-commerce. Identify the company from the NASDAQ symbol and the description of its core business. Lovely to see a sea of green. It is, of course, Amazon. Very well done. So the more questions you've got out of the previous 5, the more chance you have of coming into the centre. And let's bring some players in. We're starting with Shapes on a score of 5. Conradlak on a score of 4. Shadowmane on a score of 3. The Lupine 1 on a score of 5. Clive of Legend on a score of 5. Oni on a score of 5. Riff on a score of 5. Matt the Sprat on a score of 4. And Stimson's Angle on a score of 5. Welcome to the centre, my first 9 players. Let's see how long you can stay there. To our next question. The London and New York theatres. Author of the play Blithe Spirit, 4 and 6. Name the theatre. That is the Noel Coward Theatre. Slightly trickier one there. There will be a range of difficulties amongst these questions. Our next one, be prepared. The Sanderson sisters, 5 and 5. Identify the Disney movie from the villain. Wonder if you got this one. I wouldn't have had a clue on that one. Hocus Pocus was the answer. Very well done if you did get that. Next, Nasdaq Abyss, mRNA, pharmaceutical and biotechnology with 7 letters. That would be Moderna. I think they did a COVID vaccine, didn't they? Stimson, you dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thanks for playing. Prunes comes to join us on a score of 3. And we play on. Winter Olympic hosts. Identify the city. 1964 in Austria. 9 letters. Yeah, easy question after 2020. That is very true. Innsbruck was the answer. Conrad Lackamat the Sprat, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out the game. Thanks for playing. Keep answering, though. There is a chance you could get another opportunity. Falling Wolf joins us with a score of 6. And Paul Gorton joins us with a score of 7. First appearance for both. Welcome to the centre. UK Taskmaster winners is next. British professional dancer and head judge of Strictly Come Dancing as of 2017. 7, 6 or 6. Shirley Ballas was the answer. She won the New Year Treat series in 2021, and Riff, you've dropped into the abyss and you're out of the game. Woollyback comes to replace you on a score of 7. As we come to our next question, be prepared. Sid Phillips, 3 and 5. Spelling counts though, Bungle. Gotta watch your spelling. We're watching you, Sid Phillips. Toy Story was the answer. Well done if you got that one. Nasdaq is next. DAL Travel. 58 or 5 or 535. Those crossword clues may in and of themselves be a bit of clue. The claw. Delta Airlines is what we wanted. Shadowman, you dropped into the abyss and you're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Only that's 5 right in a row. You get an extra life. You're back up to the middle level. And AB Me comes to join the centre on a score of 6. First appearance for you. Welcome on in. Next, Winter Olympic host cities. 1968 in France. 8 letters. Another tricky one here. Grenoble is the answer. Lupine and Proves, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Conrad with 6 points. That's your second appearance. That's how the logic works. Welcome back. And Ironside, aka Jogging, 9 points. First appearance. Welcome to the centre. Let's go on. UK Taskmaster winners is next. Canadian comedian and creator of the 2020 Netflix series The Duchess. 9, 4 or 4. Winning Series 2 in 2016, that is Catherine Ryan. Stilgar and Woollyback dropping into the abyss and out of the game. Bungle, first appearance for you in the centre with a score of 4. And Silver Electron in the centre with a score of 8. Welcome. London and New York Theatres is next. Surname of musical brothers George and Ira. 8 letters. That would be Gershwin, George Gershwin and Ira Gershwin of the Gershwin Theatre. Nasdaq is next. KHZ, food, 5 and 5. One of these words may be more obvious than the other. You do need both. It's Kraft Heinz with a K. Arun and Clive, you dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Woollyback joining the centre for the second time with 10 points. And Stilgar joining the centre for the second time with 10 points. Winter Olympic hosts is next. 1984 Yugoslavia with 8 letters. Sarajevo is what we wanted. Bungle and Silver Electron, you dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Shapes 5 right in a row. That's an extra life. You're back up to the middle level. And 2 players coming into the centre. Chopper with 9 points. First appearance for you. And Prugs, 8 points for you. Second appearance in the centre. Welcome to the game. Let's go on. Be Prepared is next. Shere Khan, 364 or 64. Identify the Disney movie from that villain. Shere Khan was the baddie in The Jungle Book. ABV, you've dropped into the abyss, you're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Flyboy, coming for a crack. First go. 10 points, welcome to the centre. 22 points to go. London and New York theatres. 15th in line to the British throne. 6-6, you do need both words, because we're after the name of the theatre. Prince Edward, the Prince Edward Theatre. Conradlac jogging. Dropped into the abyss and you're out of the game. Everyone's saying Prince George. Prince George is like 3rd in line to the throne, or possibly even 2nd. Conrad jogging, dropping into the abyss. Oni getting an extra life, taking up to the middle level. Mondo Bong and Stimpson's Angle joining us, both of them with 7 points. Stimpson's Angle, second appearance. UK Taskmaster Winners is next. Host of The Traitors Uncloaked and guest host of Pointless in 2023. 2, 6 or 6. Winning Series 9 in 2019, that was Ed Gamble. Still guy who's dropped into the abyss, you're out of the game. Shadowmane on 10 points, coming for a second crack at the centre. Well, let's go on. London and New York theatres is next. A singular word used in a song. 5 letters. What is the theatre? That's the Lyric Theatre. Flyboy, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Pyro coming for their first attempt, currently on 9 points. Halfway through now. Try to stay in the centre by the time we get to the end. NASDAQ is next. AAPL. Consumer Electronics with 5 letters. Another sea of green, everybody getting Apple, A-P-P-L-E, to quote the great Tom Hanks. Shapes, that's another 5 right in a row. You are back up to the top flight. Well played with the score of 20 in the centre. Currently leading in the wings, tied with Toot. Next, Be Prepared. Ursula, 367 or 67, with or without the article. Little Mermaid. Mondo Bong, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out the game. Thank you for playing. Flyboy coming in for a second attempt with 12 correct answers. Let's go on to Winter Olympic host cities. 2010 Canada. 9 letters. Would be Vancouver. Vancouver hosted the Winter Olympics in 2010. Topper and Oni, 5 right in a row. You're both back up to the top flight. Very well played. On to UK Taskmaster winners. British winner of the men's 5,000 and 10,000 metres at the 2012 and 2016 Olympics. 2, 5 or 5. Bit of a crossover with another category there, which is always quite charming to see. We're after Mo Farah. That was on the New Year Treat 2023. Prugs and Stimpson, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Toot gets to join the centre with a score of 23. First appearance for them. And Tadaru coming to join us with a score of 11. First appearance for them. Be Prepared is next. The Queen of Hearts. 5, 2, 10. Alice in Wonderland is what we wanted there. NASDAQ is next. GOOG, Internet Services. letters. Use the crossword clues. Alphabet is what we wanted. Woolly Beck, you've dropped into the abyss and you're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Riff, with their second appearance on 19 points, comes to join the centre. 13 questions to go. UK Taskmaster Winners is next. Long-time double-act partner of Vic Reeves. 3, 8 or 8. Winning Series 5 in 2017, it's Bob Mortimer. Shadowmane, you've dropped into the abyss and you are out of the game. Thank you for playing. Ironside coming in for their second appearance with 20 points. London and New York Theatres is next. British Spy Ring, known as the Blank 5. 9 letters. You're after the name of the theatre. Oh, someone is home. Hang on a minute, mate. Cambridge is the answer. Pyro, Flyboy and Tadari have dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Replacement candidates coming in. A Run has joined the centre with 24 points, second appearance for them. Fluffy joins with 23 points, first appearance, and Cola with 19, first appearance for you. Welcome to the centre. Winter Olympic hosts is next. 2026 Italy. 5378 or 5 or 78 or 5078. My advice is go for the 5, possibly. We accepted either Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo. We accepted either Milan or Cortina d'Ampezzo there. Be Prepared is next. Dr. Facilia, 38334. You do need the article on this one. It's The Princess and the Frog. Topper, you've dropped into the abyss and you're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Stilgar come for their third appearance with 16 points. As we go to our next category, Winter Olympic hosts, 1928 Switzerland, 2-6. Sam Moritz was the answer. Cola and Jogging, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thanks for playing. Sam on his first appearance in the centre with 27 points now. And Clive, second appearance in the centre with 25 points. Just 8 questions to go. Let's see who can stay in the centre. NASDAQ is next. CMCSA Telecommunications. 7 letters. Comcast is what we wanted. A Run, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Woollyback, we're coming in with their third appearance in the centre, currently with 21 points. 7 questions to go. UK Taskmaster Winners is next. Australian stand-up comedian, winner of the main prize at the Edinburgh Fringe in 2022. 3, 8 or 8. Winning Series 16 in 2023, it was Sam Campbell. Riff, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thanks for playing. Flyboy, third appearance for you, currently on 18 points. Welcome to the centre. 6 questions to go. London and New York Theatres. Chemical element with atomic number 46. 69, nice, or 369, nice, or 9, CE. I went to this theatre not very long ago to see Penn and Teller. It's the London Palladium is what we wanted. Stilgar and Oni, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thank you for playing. Stimson's Angle joining us for their third appearance with 14. Pyro with their second appearance with 17. 5 questions to go. UK Taskmaster Winners, graduate of University College Dublin and host of Mock the Week. 416 or 16 or 7. Slightly tricky name to spell. It's Dara O'Brien, with or without the diacritic. Won Series 14 in 2022 and Champion of Champions 2 in 2024. London and New York Theatres with 4 questions to go. Belonging to the Monarch, 3 and 8. Which London and New York Theatre or New York Theatre is that? Matt the Sprat trying The Swans. His Majesty's Theatre. Flyboy, Shapes and Fluffy have dropped into the abyss throughout the game. Prug, third appearance for you, currently on 17 points. Welcome to the centre. Topper, second appearance for you, currently on 23. And Riff, third appearance for you, currently on 26. There are 3 questions to go. Be Prepared is next. Hades, 8 letters. Name the Disney film. Anyone on the top row after this question is guaranteed into the final. Or top row or higher. There is no higher. Hercules was the answer. Woollyback, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Topper, Riff, Toot, guaranteed into the final now. As is Cola, who joins for the second time on 22 points. 2 questions to go. Winter Olympic host cities, 1952 Norway with 4 letters. Anyone on the middle row or higher after this question is guaranteed into the final. Oslo is the answer. So Prug's now guaranteed into the final as well. Just Stimpson, Pyro and Sam to keep an eye on for this last one. NASDAQ is the final category. DASH, food delivery with 8 letters. DoorDash is what we wanted, and everyone in the centre getting it right, and that is the end of question 40. And so we'll restore all the lives and check in with our scores at the end of that part of the game. Our 9 finalists are Prugs with 19, Stimpson's Angle with 17, Cola with 24, Chopper with 26, Riff with 29, Pyro with 20, Toot with 38, Sam with 33, and Clive with 31. Here's how the final works. Now going to face up to 10 questions across the same 5 categories, which will now be displayed in a completely random order. You could have 2 of the same category consecutively, is perfectly possible. Players in the Abyss have had their lives refreshed. We'll operate basically the same as we did before, but extra lives are no longer awarded, and players who drop into the Abyss will not be replaced. Last player left standing is declared the winner. If no winner has emerged after 10 questions, the winner is the player who is higher up their column. And if we have a tie, then it will be broken on the player who has the highest score. Good luck to all 9 of you. You can no longer get in if you're only playing in the wings, but Penny's still available, so please do continue to answer. Best luck to our 9 finalists. Here we go. Starting with NASDAQ. EL Cosmetics 56. Estee Lauder is what we wanted there. Stimpson, Cola and Chopper losing a life. Be Prepared is next. Edgar Balthazar, 310 or 10. My advice, ignore the second name. Go entirely off the first. Well done if you got this one. The Aristocats is the answer. Creme de la Edgar. I always remember from that film. London and New York Theatres is next. Composer of Keep the Home Fires Burning in 1914. 7 letters in the name of this theatre. Spoilers, it's not Lathbury, Topper. Novello. A name for Ivor Novello, I believe. Cola, Topper and Stimpson, you've dropped into the abyss, you're out of the game. UK Taskmaster winners is next. Mind your spelling. British comedian and cricket statistician who co-hosts a satirical podcast called The Bugle. 4, 8 or 8. Winning Series 18 in 2024, Andy Zaltzman was the answer. Riff and Clive, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game, thanks for playing. Winter Olympic hosts is next. 1960 in the USA, 5-6. Ah, yes, missing a Z there, Prugs. And one too many N's on the end. Squaw Valley is what we wanted. Prugs and Pyro, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Thank you for playing. 5 questions left. It's Toot versus Sam. Be prepared. Professor Padrake Rattigan. Professor Padrake Rattigan. This has got the wrong answer attached to it somehow. Apologies, you're both going to lose a life here. Because apparently the answer is mogul skiing. It should have been the Great Mouse Detective. Not quite sure how that snuck through the data. Apologies. NASDAQ Abyss is next. TEAM, Collaboration Tools. 9 letters. It was Atlassian. It's another sausage question. And Sam, you've dropped into the abyss. You're out of the game. Congratulations to Toot. You have survived the abyss. Atlassian? It's what... what do we use at work? What do we use, Bungle? Whatever that is. Or what we used to use. Yeah, Trello et al. We don't use Trello at work. We use the other one. Jira, that's the one. Do we use Jira? Yes. Fucking Jira. Yeah, that's my one F-bomb for the stream. Pile of shite it is indeed. But very well done to Toot for surviving the abyss. 43 out of the 47 questions I think we saw. Well, Garmish, because it didn't come up. Oh,
what a shame.
What a shame. That is desperately sad, Riff Raccoon. Didn't know the stock sound. Yeah, Atlassian. It's I probably wouldn't have guessed that from the NASDAQ symbol, to be honest. But yeah, apologies for that other question. Not quite sure what's happened there. Let me go check the data. I'll check it in QForge in a bit. I am assuming that we incidentally. Sitting on Pyeongchang. Pyeongchang would have been the answer to the last Winter Olympics host city question, 2018. Yeah, would have come in there. I think we. Oh, do you? Let me check to see what's going on in QForge then. Bill Pax, the Abyss. What was the category? Was it Be Prepared? Yeah, right. It does say the Great Mouse Detective in the answers here, so something's gone wrong with the export there. I will look into that, and you have my sincere apologies. The error is clearly software-based rather than data-based, so apologies to both Sam and Toot and everyone in the lobby, particularly to Colin and JR, because it's weird that only one of them has been transmogrified like that. I'm not quite sure how that has happened, but I will look into that bug and find out what has come asunder. Anywho, that is the end of the quiz. Clive, welcome to the stream. I know you've been here a while. Do stick around, though, because we are going to have our end of evening Thursday night Thunderball draw in just a few moments. So you are encouraged to stick around for that to see if you can get some extra pennies in the Thunderball draw. We're then going to go raid. I think we owe HUD 601 a raid, probably. HUDs or Flage, one of the two. Probably HUDs, I think. Who's still grinding Sandopolis' own Act 1, so that will be fun. So please do stick around for the Thunderball. That is coming up very shortly. Thank you again to Colin for the questions and to JR for proofing, and congratulations to Toot. You have survived the abyss. It is Thursday night. We are live from the Game Night Control Center, and it is time for the midweek Thunderball draw. QGCQ is the code. If you would like to come and join, Universe Controller is right there. Room code in the chat as well. I'm going to grab a seat as well because I do love a bit of Thunderball. Seen a couple of suggestions coming in. I will address those post-stream. I shall not do them now. I've also got a DM from JR. Oh, he said, yeah, send me a screenshot of. Yeah, I'm going to look into that. That's obviously some bug somewhere. So I will find out what has happened. I'll try and recreate it as well. Right, successful connection. Let's just do Lucky Dip tonight. Yay, I validated my account. 26 of you in so far. So, a quick reminder that on Saturday night we've got Moneybox by Jerry Ellis, we've got Battlefront by Pokernuts, and we've got Red Herrings by Riff Raccoon. So, very much looking forward to that this Saturday night, 7th of March. Next Thursday, if you're just here in the week, we've got Risky Business by me and The Escape Artist by Stimpson's Angle. So many more quizzes to look forward to. Of course, you can go and catch Ash over at Quiz Night on Wednesday night on his channel, twitch.tv/80_bash. And yeah, that's about it in terms of continuity. Goodness me, it's only 9:45. Not even 9:45. Efficient and snappy. Efficient and snappy. All right, 30 more seconds. In fact, I'll give you till the end of this loop, and then I'm going to lock the lobby, because then I'm going to go do Pack Down, investigate those bugs, and respond to all the people complaining at me in the suggestions channel. Right, that's enough of that. Let's hide the room code. 30 players are in tonight. Sam may have just been a bit late there. Not sure. Are you late, Sam? No. What a shame.
What a shame.
I did say till the air Thursday night speedrun. It's a bit of a thing going here. Yeah, I did say I was going to get to the end of the next loop. Oh, sorry, bro. Let's start the machine. Tonight we are using Excalibur and set of balls number 5. Quick reminder of what you can win tonight with the Thunderball on its own. You can get 100 pennies. Thunderball and 5 numbers, 50,000 could be up for grabs. 50,000 pennies could happen. Could happen. Let's see if Lady Luck is with you and Excalibur and set of balls number 5 this evening. Let's release those big money balls. And in they go, the blue balls of machine number 1 into the Thunderball drum. And I hope you're all feeling lucky tonight. Let's start the draw. Okie dokie. Let's see what Excalibur has got in store for us tonight. First ball out of the machine is number 18. Second appearance for that in the main Thunderball draw. We last saw that Saturday, the 20th of September. Oh, hello, large picture of Lewis on that angle. As the balls settle down, let's have our next number tonight. Ball number 2 is that one there, number 25. 6th appearance in the main Thunderball draw. We last saw that Thursday, the 26th of February. We start again, please. We could get Sam in that way as well, couldn't we? Ha. Onwards. Ball number 3. It's number 10, 3rd appearance in the main Thunderball draw. Last saw that Thursday, the 5th of February. Well, I've got 2 on 1 line so far, which means I think I win something. See if we can get some more. 4th ball out of the machine. That one there, number 33. 3rd appearance for that in the main Thunderball draw. Last appeared Thursday, the 18th of December. And one final ball from this machine. That's a perfect run for Excalibur. Ball number 3, 3rd appearance in the main Thunderball draw. Last appeared on Thursday, the 29th of January. Well done, Excalibur. You've got 5 balls first time. Okay, I've got 3 lines with 2 numbers on, which means I'm going to win something, I think, if memory serves. Or do you have to get 3 to get something? 11, 7, or 3 would be nice as the Thunderball now. Well, let's start our second machine up. Yeah, 11, 7, or 3 would be a happy day. 11 would be really good because I've got that on another line that's got only one number on it. Reminder of the payouts. Do you get anything for 2? Yeah, you get 250 for 2. So I'm going to be getting at least 750 tonight, which is very pog. I tell you what, if 11, 7, or 3 comes out as a Thunderball, I could be getting a lot more than that. So fingers crossed for 11, 7, or 3 if you're me. 500 if it's 11. I think I like that payout screen though, because you can check against what you've already got and what you could potentially win at that point. I think that's a good thing to keep. That is no longer a bug, it's now a feature. Let's release the Thunderballs. In they go. 14 red balls into the second machine, the Thunderballs tonight. Only one is going to be picked. Pray for 11. 11 would be really good. 7 or 3 would be equally good. 6, I'd take it. 11, 7, 3, or 6. Good luck. Let's pick a Thunderball. 11, 7, 3, or 6. 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 7, 3, or 6. If anyone's going to say that I'm fixing it, you can see my hands. I'm not manipulating anything. 11, 7, 3, or 6. It's 9. First appearance for that as the Thunderball. I don't even have 9. Oh, for goodness sake. Never mind. Anyway, let's take a look at those numbers once again in ascending numerical order. Your winning line tonight is number 3, number 10, number 18, number 25, number 33, and tonight, the Thunderball, it's number 9. GG. Well, I got 750 across 3 lines for the 3 lines that just had 2 numbers on them. Let's take a look at tonight's big winners. A few thousands for either 3 numbers or 1 number in the Thunderball. Give Topper money. Matt the Ref, Fluffy, Oni, Flyboy, Kamikaze, and Cola all getting 1,000 off a single line there. And let's take a look at our overall big winners. Probably going to be the same people. No, Fluffy. Well, Fluffy was one of those people. 2,100 across 5 lines. Coda 1,700 across 4. Topper 1,500 across 3. Oni 1,250 across 2. Riff 1,250 across 3. Matt 1,100 across 2. Flyboy 1,100 across 2. Kamikaze 1,000 across 1. Well done to those players. Everyone else on the board, and everyone else, if you did manage to get some money out of Excalibur tonight. Although the second machine was apparently Arthur. So we're mixing and matching machines, allegedly. That's it. That's it for the Thunderball draw. It's just about it for the stream. So do stick around for the raid if you'd be so kind. We're going to go raid into HUDs, I think. I'm going to pick a raid message, and of course you get bonus pennies if I pick your suggestion. Thanks all for playing the Thunderball. I will see you for the raid in just a moment. Well, friendos, that is it for another game night. It's only 10 to 10, but it is a school night for most of us. So, yeah, slightly earlier finish. But hopefully we had some good fun at the quiz this evening. I certainly had a good time hosting. Thanks very much again to Lewis for proofing my Purge pack at relatively short notice. And big thanks as well to Colin for the Abyss and to JR for proofing that. To all the admin team, moderation team who helped behind the scenes. And to all of you for coming and tuning in. I do hope you had fun with the quiz. Don't forget, I'm going to be back on Saturday night with Moneybox Battlefront and Red Herrings for even more quiz I'm also going to be back next Thursday with Risky Business and The Escape Artist. That's at 8 p.m. GMT right here, twitch.tv/royal_flush. Time for some raid messages. There were some good ones tonight. I've got quite a long short list. So let's give out some consolation pennies. Stimson's Angle, Purged by Chipmunks and Snails. These are consolations. You get 100 pennies for each of these recommendations. Matt the Sprack, Kill Bill, Taylor's version. From Oni, how many anuses did Janus have? Good question. Two similar ones here from Epic Galley and Stilgar. Looks maxing isn't a great thing. Preach. And from Stilgar, looks maxing, the thing that should not be. 316,142. I can't quite remember where that number came from, but to be honest, that truncated, and I took a punt. I thought the last word was a thing. The last two words were a thing, but all the same, very good. Then a number of variations on the same theme, which I can't pick one winner out of them, but Oni for the Great Mouse Mogul Skier, Lupine for Walt Disney's masterpiece, Mogul Skiing, Basil's Trip to the Slopes from Shadowmay, which I enjoyed very much, and from Prug's Mogul the Great Mouse Detective. Good variations on the same theme there. This last one coming in from Oni at the last minute, the immense disappointment of Arthur's Balls, which I did enjoy. Nobody suggests Ben enjoyed Arthur's Balls. It's not going to win at this point. So I got it down to 2. It's runner-up to Ardenfetz for Requiem in D Garbage, which is quite funny. And the winner of tonight's raid message, getting 250 pennies, becoming the episode title and tonight's raid message, goes to Shadowmane PX41 for Mike TV's Trailer Park Home. Well done, Shadowmane. That one tickled me the most out of all of those. That's going to be tonight's raid message. I think a reference back to the TV RV typo. There were a couple that came in like that, but that one was the cleverest of the ones that came through. So you're going to be our raid message tonight, and you get to be the episode title. We're going to go and raid Huds601, who I think is still doing Sando shenanigans. Good friend of the community, personal friend of mine. So let's go and say hi to him. Thank you all very much once again for coming out this Thursday evening. I'm going to be back on Saturday night. Yes, I can kill the current game. Back on Saturday night with even more quiz. I do hope you will come and join me then. Until then, you have been watching Game Night with me, Royal Flush. Be splendid and wonderful and marvellous and safe. And as always, take care, peace out, and good night.